Дами и господа, продължаваме с финала на обръчи и бухалки при ансамблите. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now proceeding to the hoop and clubs final in groups. Моля вашите аплодисменти за ансамблите. Let us welcome the finalists. The group from Germany. Ансамблът на Германия със стартов номер 1.
It's time for the mixed apparatus final, and we're going to start with Germany, second best performers in qualification. They'll be followed by Hungary, fifth best performers in the preliminary round.
Hungary. Със стартов номер 3, ансамблът на Китай.
And the winners of the first apparatus final of the day, the People's Republic of China. They were third best in qualification.
The group from People's Republic
Could certainly
of China.
make it 2 out of 2 today.
Със стартов номер 4, ансамблът на България.
Fourth best qualifiers, Bulgaria. They had 3 penalty tenths removed from their score in the preliminary round.
The group from Bulgaria. Със стартов номер 5, ансамблът на Япония.
And we'll then see Japan, who were only 7th best in qualification, but this is a very similar group to the ones that took the all-around world title
Japan.
at the World Championships in Brazil.
Със стартов номер 6, ансамблът представящ неутрални спортисти 1.
We'll then see AIN Group 1.
The group of neutral athletes 1. Със стартов номер 7, ансамблът на Италия.
They'll be followed by Italy, who've made some changes to their lineup since the World Championships last year, where they were 15th in the all-around competition.
The group from Italy.
Sixth best in qualification for this final.
И със стартов номер 8, ансамблът представящ неутрални спортисти 2.
And we will finish with the top performers in qualification, AIN Group 2. Both of the AIN groups are neutral athletes who have met the criteria that has been judged by the governing body of the sport, World Gymnastics, to participate as neutral athletes. We start with Germany. This is the 3 hoops and 2 pairs of clubs mixed apparatus final at the Sofia World Cup. And they bring in Alina Ott for Anna Maria Shatokin.
Okay. Crazy symptom, wanna hit a rock down, y'all straight to Memphis. Rock, roll, a rhythm, business, fast playing y'all straight down to Memphis. Hey, 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 mama, hey, go to the back of hoop, mama, leave go. Hey, 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 mama, hey, go to the back of hoop, mama, leave go. Hey, mama, hey, go to the back of hoop, mama, leave go. Hey, 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 mama, hey, go to the back of hoop, mama, leave go. Hey, hey. Flop, beat, bop. Pick, flop, beat, bop. That's how the mama, mama, please, mama, 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 please, mama. Hey, 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 mama, please, hey, go take the back of hoop, mama, leave go. Hey, 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 mama, please, hey, go take. Hey, hey, mama, please, hey, go take the back of hoop, mama, leave go. Hey, 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 mama, please. Okay.
It's got a really nice finish to it, actually. When they connect the clubs, build towards the final moments of the routine. There were aspects earlier on where the German performance lost its control. But that said, we just remind ourselves that this is a new composition of apparatus. It's new for this season, carrying right the way through to the end of the Olympics. They embraced the spirit of the choreography. That was clear. And there were, as you always get with Germany, some clever little collaborative moments that look really nice. Good sense of synchronization on the landings of those leaps. That bit at the end, very memorable, worked nicely. Now they did have a few moments where the apparatus just ran away, where they had to make some readjustments. So it will cost the execution score. And unfortunately it's down a fair bit, 24.15. Yes, they've lost a good couple of marks of execution. Now we see the performance of Hungary, all-around bronze medalists at the European Championships last year. Frushina Grek, Georgina Koshegi-Kohari, Dalma Pesti, Dora Sabados and Monica Urban-Sabo.
When ordinary life shackles us, we need to get away. Get away from boredom, from fear. But not me. Fear is how I know I'm alive.
Be prepared to be captivated, exhilarate, mystify.
This guy? Houdini.
Did you know that Harry Houdini, the legendary escape artist, wasn't born in America but in Hungary?
Everybody knows I'm not here for long. Catch me or I go
Houdini was born Eric Weiss on March 1874 in Budapest, Hungary. So the next time you think of Houdini, remember his journey began far from the bright lights of the stage, in a small town in Hungary.
Very much early days for this routine, but it's got a lot of potential. What a nice idea to do a Harry Houdini themed routine for group rhythmic gymnastics when everything always looks like an improbable act of escapology. So it does lend itself, the intricate patterns and complicated sequences that are at the heart of group rhythmic gymnastics also fit very nicely with the theme of the great Hungarian-American performer Harry Houdini. Nice idea.
Did you know
Naturally,
that Harry
they are
Houdini, the legendary escape artist,
taking great
was
pains
born
to
in
remind us
America
that he was born in Budapest in the 1870s. Like a lot of group routines with a strong theme, this is something that will start to get more memorable moments as the season goes on. Once they've got a little more apparatus control, they'll have more time to showcase those little flourishes that tell us a bit more about the narrative structure. They're not quite there at the moment. Great save on the right of the screen there.
So the next time you think of Houdini, remember his journey began far from the bright lights of the stage.
We wait for the Hungarian score to come in. Boglaka Horvath also travelled with the squad and competed in the single apparatus component of this competition. 23.3, but keep an eye on that one. That's going to develop nicely.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the group People's Republic of China.
Now always keep an eye on this group. They've always got to be contenders. Some Olympic champions, all of them world champions. Liu Miaoting comes in for Zhao Wenju in this particular performance. It's the People's Republic of China who are third best in the preliminary round. It's a game of throws from the People's Republic of China. And it's again a performance with lots of shape, with lots of narrative clarity, with
from People's Republic of China.
Superb collaboration. Yes, that particular performance had its issues. They were clear. Very pronounced out of bounds moment. But looking at where this might go over the next little while, it's exciting. It always is with them. They always start in such an exciting way, and it's difficult to almost top it each time. And if you think that the Chinese group is exciting to watch, the coaches on the sidelines and their physical living of every moment is usually every bit as dramatic. You remember them artistically, even when things go wrong. They stand out for their style. The Iron Throne, but who's going to have an iron grip on this competition? They were fourth in the all-around competition at the last World Championships. the same group that we're seeing here. The core of this group has been around for quite a while now. Germany are the leaders after the first couple of performances. By and large, the mixed apparatus is the one that takes a little longer to solidify at the start of a new cycle. Not so much the case with the 5 ribbons last season. That was its own unique challenge. 23.25 for the Chinese.
Уважаеми дами и господа, моля посрещнете ансамблът
And
на
that includes
Bulgaria.
a few tenths of penalties for the out-of-bounds violation.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Team Bulgaria.
We go now to Bulgaria, 4th best in qualification. The same 5 gymnasts that we saw in the previous group final. Poor gymnasts. What an effort. But they're just writ large by what we witnessed is the toughness of group rhythmic gymnastics and how it's so hard to recover when you get a loss of the apparatus, when there's a need to almost reset. So often it can just start to spiral. And we just had uncomfortable moment after uncomfortable moment where the apparatus wasn't really where it was supposed to be. goodness, they couldn't have worked harder to try and make something out of it. Started so beautifully. There's no group rhythmic gymnast out there that doesn't know this feeling. When you just seem to be playing catch-up, chasing after the apparatus. And they had a really difficult moment where they had to go and retrieve. Started the chase for an out-of-bounds hoop and then realised that chase couldn't be won. There it was. Well, it will be, unfortunately, for the Bulgarians, a fairly low score. Four performances to come after this. Just remind you all that there is quite a fresh look to this Bulgaria group as well. They've made some changes. And the pressure that one must feel representing Bulgaria in rhythmic gymnastics, especially in group competitions where they have had so much recent success. Yes, it's 19. Execution of 3.75.
Уважаеми дами и господа, моля посрещнете ансамблът на Япония. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome group of Japan.
What a privilege to get to watch the Japanese group. Very similar composition to that which won the all-around world title. Japan, 7th best qualifiers. Hanamura Natsumi, Miyoshi Hatsune, Nishimoto Megumi, Taguchi Hisano and Tanaka Yuna. It is a routine with a lot of light and shade. There are moments that are so fast, particularly the beginning, and there are moments that really slow down and work with the dynamic shift of the music. Watching on was Manabe Rin, who was part of the single apparatus routine.
Team Japan.
Again, it's a case of a performance with a few little issues, but looking at the overall scoring potential of it, it's high. It's got the capacity to do very well artistically. Well, I look back at this performance by Japan. So much quick work, and yet also moments of very slow, smooth-looking gymnastics. Not that the quick work was unsmooth, it was very accomplished. They had some trajectory problems, they had some little losses of the cohesion. And maybe the midpoint of the routine didn't have as much of the beautiful shape that we had at start and finish. But when it's good, it's very good, and it's probably going to get quite a lot more clean and accomplished as the season goes on. Let's see what the number is for the Japanese team. Germany leading on 24.15. We still have AIN 1, Italy AIN 2 to go. Second place, 23.8. So the execution for Japan has gone up a little from qualification, but not by more than a few tenths. Germany still leading. Now we go to AIN 1. Alina Alexandrova, Sofia Barisevic, Valeria Malkovic, Hanna Shakun and Taisa Yerchak. 8th best in qualifying with a score of 24.1. That would actually put them into second place now if they can achieve it. the performance of AIN1, 8th best in the qualification phase. But this is a final that's waiting for somebody to step forward and take control of it. It's been a tricky final compared to qualification for a lot of these groups. So how is this going to fare? As I get close to their qualification mark, they'll go right up into second place. A small improvement, they go into the lead. Only 2 to go after this. Some moments of really exemplary synchronization where they looked harmonious. Quite a good sense of synchronization for a lot of their turns, just a little loss of it here and there, but slow motion always makes that look a lot more pronounced than it actually was, and the judges, we remind ourselves, are judging in real time. For the most part, they were quite well aligned with their trajectories. Didn't have too many occasions of gymnasts really looking as though they were flying across the space to make a connection. So how is it all going to add up for AIN1? .24.15, the German score, that leads the way. Japan 23.8, second place. Hungary 23.3, third. It has changed at 24.9. AIN1 takes the lead. And they've managed to gain 1.6 difficulty compared to qualification. Execution score not as strong as the Japanese by close to half a mark, but a lot more difficulty. Japan still with the highest execution score of this particular final. We move now to the Italians, 6th best in qualification. Chiara Badi, Sasha Mucchina, Serena Ottaviani, Sofia Siciliano and Bianca Vignozzi. The performance of this quite new Italian group that have had a fair few changes since the World Championships and a lot to be excited by. Look at their reaction. Some really nice work there. They think so too. Relieved puff of the cheeks as they sit back down. Yeah, well done to them. Not been the easiest time for Italy in group rhythmic gymnastics. Had a tough old World Championships. Did manage to get onto the podium in one event at the European Championships. But they attacked this with conviction. You worried a little at the start because of that big trajectory adjustment, but they didn't let it unsettle them, and that's real credit to these gymnasts. Sometimes if you're off right from the beginning, it can lead to things spiralling, but they managed to arrest that impressively. Again, while the synchronization wasn't necessarily there right at the start with those fouettes, it was quickly established. A lot to be really encouraged by in this display. Their score in qualification was 24.75. Oh, well done. 25.5. Guaranteed a medal. Guaranteed at least silver. That's a great score from Italy. Gosh, that's going to feel good for them. Good for the whole nation after some of the tough times they've had with group gymnastics of late. How encouraging. We finish with AIN Group 2. Amina Idrisova comes in for Sabina Bajburina. They were the top qualifiers with 27.5. That was a very accomplished performance from AIN Group 2, with the Italians currently leading. Good degree of complexity to this performance. It did have the joint highest difficulty score in qualification, 12.9, same as the Bulgarians. But Bulgaria unfortunately ended up losing over 3 marks of difficulty when it came to the final itself. They had some bold passes of the apparatus, one particularly good moment sending 2 hoops out virtually horizontally into the corners. That looked very striking. A couple of illusion turns into well-managed catches. Good unsighted work. This will probably generate a pretty decent number. They get real height on some of those throws. Not really too much surprise that that is the winning score. It is gold for AIN2 with 27.1. And they did also take the all-around title, so 2 gold medals over the course of this World Cup for AIN Group 2. And we'll bring you the classified results in just a moment, followed by the ceremonies.
Печели Анастасия Станкова от Пловдив. Тук ли е Анастасия Станкова?
The classified results in the mixed apparatus competition at the Sofia World Cup. Bronze to AIN Group 1, silver to Italy and gold to AIN Group 2.
Тя се регистрира онлайн и сега тя ще спечели една специална награда. Каква ще бъде тя? Ще разберем след малко.
Don't go too far away. We're going to bring you the 3 remaining victory ceremonies in just a moment.